Good evening. I'm Ela Dobson, the chair of AXREM. It is my very great pleasure to welcome you all to the inaugural AXREM UK IO award ceremony. I'm pleased that so many of you could join us this evening to celebrate all the fantastic work done by our sector and to celebrate the most talented superstars of our industry. I was part of the judging panel, and the standard for all the nominees, you know who you are, was outstanding. Every one of them achieving high praise for their companies, colleagues and departments for their great work and achievements. So well done to all of you for that. Before we kick off awards tonight, we are just going to show you a short video that showcases some of the things that AXREM do. Let's get started then this evening. And so, I have the greatest pleasure of introducing our host of this evening. It's Bill Turnbull. He's a journalist and a presenter who is one of UK's most popular broadcasters, who I'm sure many of you will recognise. After presenting BBC Breakfast for 15 years, Bill joined Classic FM in 2016 to host the weekend mid-morning show. He has also presented their flagship live event, Classic FM Live, from the Royal Albert Hall. He can also be seen occasionally anchoring ITV's Good Morning Britain, as well as appearing on numerous TV shows. In November 2019, Bill Turnbull's Staying Alive aired on Channel 4. The authored documentary followed Bill's investigation into potential cures and remedies for prostate cancer. The documentary gained huge media attention and praise for Bill's emotionally honest coverage of his own diagnosis. After going public during his appearance on Channel 4's Celebrity Bake Off, Bill made a film for Stand Up to Cancer that's subsequently raised over £500,000 for charity. He has since gone on to raise awareness and funds for prostate cancer research. A very big thank you, Bill, for hosting this evening's prestigious award ceremony. And so, without further delay, please join me in welcoming Bill Turnbull.
Ella, thank you very much indeed. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What a huge honour and pleasure it is for me to be with you here. I've dressed up for the occasion because I thought someone's got to make an effort. You know, you're probably maybe at home in your onesie or your PJs drinking a gin and tonic, but I thought this requires a little bit of effort. So from top down to the waist, I am formal. What happens below the waist, because you can't see it though, is your guess. It could be my pajama bottoms. It could be a tutu. It could be, who knows? Just going to plant that seed in your imagination. It really is a great pleasure to be with you. As Ella mentioned, I was diagnosed with prostate cancer myself 4 years ago. And at the moment, thank you for asking, I'm doing all right. It's been up and down. It is a bit of a roller coaster journey, as anybody will tell you. But at the moment, I'm undergoing a really interesting treatment called lutetium-177, which is a radioactive isotope that they inject you with. And it seeks out and destroys prostate cancer cells. It's sort of quite innovative. I'm very lucky. I'm with Bupa. They're the only people who'll pay for it because it's phenomenally expensive. But it's exciting, but really heavy stuff. So when I'm being treated at the Royal Marsden Hospital, hello to anybody at the Marsden. Thank you very much for dealing with people like me. They put you in a room. And they normally, when you have a radioactive tracer or something like that, they bring it in a little box and open it up and inject you. But this one has its own trolley. Nobody goes near it. They don't open it up. That's how toxic it is. And then when they put it in you, they put some like police tape down on the line, do not cross, down on the floor, a line of it. So I'm so radioactive that they can't come near me for a good couple of hours. The Geiger counter goes bonkers. It's like 200, whatever it is. And we have to wait for it to come down. And then after that, I have to go home and sleep on my own for 3 nights, and then stay away from small children and pregnant women for another 3 days. And on top of that, for 6 months after my last round of treatment, round number 6, which for me will be in October, I've been told I may not father any children for another 6 months, which, as you can imagine, to a man of 65 years old is a bit of a blow. Anyway, lovely to be in your company. And particularly, I know there are a number of radiologists tuning in. I'm very grateful to you for your work. I have to tell you, I'm a pretty good patient when it comes to radiology. You name the scan, I've had it. You know, X-rays, CT scans, PET scans, PSMA, MRI. I've had the works. And I'm very relaxed about it. Some people, I'm told, have to be chased around the room before they can get them on the table. I don't mind, even if you tie me down, which happens from time to time. I'll just relax. I think I can't go anywhere, so I close my eyes and go to sleep. I am your perfect patient. The only thing that troubles me is when I'm all set to go, and then you guys leave the room, and I think, well, if it's that safe, how come you're not here? But I understand. That's how it goes. Anyway, I really appreciate all the work, and on behalf of all cancer patients, all the work that you do for us, basically keeping us alive. Anyway, to the event. This evening could not have gone ahead without the support of our sponsors. So for the awards sponsors, we pass our thanks to Fujifilm, GE Healthcare, Hulbert Imaging, Philips Healthcare, Siemens Healthineers, and also to our event sponsors. We're very grateful. They are Canon Medical, Change Healthcare, SEOT, and Highland. We also have to thank UKIO for allowing us the opportunity to be part of the Congress program and allowing us the platform to host this celebratory event. So thank you very much indeed. So are we ready to get going? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Can't hear you. Never mind. For the first of this evening's awards, we are celebrating the industry individual who went above and beyond during COVID. And this award is sponsored by Hulbert Imaging. So the pandemic tested industry who had to deliver large quantities of equipment in the shortest possible timescales. And this often meant working around the clock to provide this life-saving diagnostic equipment. And this enabled NHS colleagues and professionals to be able to diagnose and treat the sickest of COVID patients. AXREM members also found quick solutions for those able to work from home so that they could continue to carry out their vital roles. Before we announce the winner of this award, though, the judging panels also decided to make a highly commended award for this category. At the height of the pandemic, this person went the extra mile beyond his original remit to support a customer with other equipment faults, saving another engineer from the risk of attending the site and enabling the customer to get their clinical service quickly back up and running. He's described in 3 words as patient, dedicated, and friendly. And I'm pleased to announce that Steve Bolton from Siemens Healthineers is highly commended. Congratulations, Steve. Well done. Now, the winner of this award has been described as the sort of person you only meet once in a lifetime. When the pandemic struck, the winner thought on his feet, identifying equipment that could be used on the ward when new medical devices would not arrive in time. This included relocating and commissioning devices from other hospitals within the county, including dialysis machines, anesthetic machines, ventilators, and blood pressure monitors. This enabled the customer to provide additional capacity in super fast time. And when a large supply of devices was donated to the trust, this person and his team worked through the weekend to test the devices and ensure that they were ready for use. Great work. So the winner of the industry individual who went above and beyond during COVID is Adam Llewellyn. And Adam, congratulations. He has some words for us.
Hello, thank you for this award. It's a true honour to be here in front of you all. It's an incredible experience, completely unexpected. It goes without saying, I'm so proud to work for Siemens Healthineers. 10 years now I've been based at the Worcester Hospital. If I can recall back now, a year ago, I knew Siemens would be playing a massive role here at Worcester. We've installed vast amounts of medical equipment, and seeing clinical staff get quite emotional receiving extra equipment in time of need, it's been a true experience that I won't be able to forget. Seeing that, I thought, how could I help our customers, our colleagues, my friends during this, because we are all in this together. And I thought I could help rally people in time of need, give them a little bit more strength, and help with their spirits. There's been various events going on to try and help with all that, and I'm incredibly proud of that. I'm equally proud of what we've all been through, the NHS staff, the Siemens staff. It's been a journey. I'm so thankful for everybody here at Siemens, the MES engineers. It's been a true honour to work with them throughout this pandemic. The administration team, it's incredible teamwork that we've all been through. I'm incredibly proud to say that I can work with these people. And within Siemens Healthineers, we have a great, family vibe. For a global company, you would not really expect that. And I think that's down to the likes of, Nancy West, Ian Brown, Sean Webb, who's my manager, who have created this family vibe, and it makes me extremely proud. And I love what I do. I really do. So if there's any take homes from this, it's, positivity is the key thing for getting us through this. Negativity can't win. We stand together through this in times like this. So, take homes is, if any person or any team, we can all make such a positive impact and make positive change. And, random acts of kindness really does go a long way. I'm so honoured to have somehow received this award. I think, words cannot explain this, the situation of me being here. If you know me, I'm so thankful for this. Thank you to Siemens, thank you to the NHS, thank you for everybody involved in the healthcare sector for paving our way through to getting us through this pandemic. You're all fantastic people. Let's keep on going. We will get through this. Thank you.
Adam Llewellyn, congratulations. Well done, Adam. And very good words there about positivity. It is so important. It's infectious, really. So that's great. Thank you. For our next award this evening, we celebrate the clinical individual who went above and beyond during COVID. And this award is sponsored by Fujifilm. Now, many of the people nominated for this award worked on the front line during the pandemic to diagnose and treat people with life-threatening symptoms. We all saw the images on the news of the unprecedented conditions that our NHS staff worked under. We wish we could have given an award to the whole of the NHS, but we did have to choose one winner. Before we announce who it is, though, everyone at AXREM would like to say thank you to everyone for all you've done over the past 18 months, and I add my voice to that as well. Thank you. Well, the judging panel again wanted to recognize the achievements of another person with a highly commended award. This recipient acted promptly when the COVID virus hit, as his hospital faced an unexpected and significant reduction in consultant radiologist numbers in a matter of days, which had a significant impact on the delivery of their vital cancer services. So he and his team acted quickly to review the market for a solution that could enable remote home reporting that was clinically sound for access to high quality and fast imaging for diagnosis from home, so that the radiology team could in turn mobilize and shield at home and continue service, thus ensuring service resilience through an unpredictable timeframe. Once identified, he was extremely proactive in ensuring a rapid rollout of this service. So I'm pleased to announce that the highly commended award for clinical individual who went above and beyond during COVID goes to Andrew Kogbashian. Andrew, many congratulations to you and your team for your fantastic efforts. I'm sure we're all giving you a virtual round of applause. The winner of this award was working part-time when the pandemic hit and immediately increased their working hours to full-time to provide additional support to the clinical and rehabilitation teams in anticipation of a significant increase in complex patients with special manual handling needs. During the surge, it was found that many COVID-19 patients achieved better outcomes from spending long periods in a prone position. The majority of COVID-19 patients in critical care were overweight or obese, making proning harder and riskier for staff. Our winner took it upon herself to start a program of training clinical staff to enable them to prone high-risk cases safely. She's run dozens of manual handling training sessions directly related to the COVID-19 response, training more than 250 staff. The winner has been described in 3 words as patient-focused, proactive, and caring. So the winner of the clinical individual who went above and beyond during COVID is Emma Tarpey. Emma, congratulations. And I'm sure you have something to say to us.
Wow, what an honour, and thank you. I guess it's been a pretty unbelievable year for everybody, but I feel so proud to have been part of the huge healthcare effort that has dealt with everything that COVID has thrown at us. Back in the beginning of the first wave, the chief exec from my trust described our efforts as extraordinary people doing extraordinary things in extraordinary times, and I think that's a sentiment that needs to be extended out to all of my clinical colleagues who have gone above and beyond. Thank you.
Hello. Our next award is Diversity and Inclusion. And this award is sponsored by GE Healthcare. This award was open for nominations of individuals, teams, and departments initiating and leading to remove barriers, improving experience and engagement levels, to create an environment where individuals feel a sense of belonging, can be theirs authentic selves, and feel that they have a voice in their teams and departments. They may have demonstrated excellence in the diverse, in the delivery of services. The judging panel have awarded a highly commended for this award to a group that are a great example of what can be achieved when people of all colour, religious beliefs, gender, and sexuality collaborate together. The commended have enjoyed global success, raised thousands of pounds for charity, and brought a real-life example of diversity and inclusion to the masses who follow them on TV and radio. So, without further delay, the highly commended Diversity Inclusion Award goes to the Lewisham Hospital Choir. Congratulations for all that you have done and continue to do. Well done, Lewisham Hospital. The winner of this award is the clinical lead for the imaging and has ensured cooperatingly she has a voice involved with the production and implementation of processes that ensure inclusion across the gay, trans, and bi communities. This person is passionate about ensuring the company staff and patient documentation reflects the diversity and the diverse society that are treated at the same hospital. The winner has produced and implemented a document that ensures no trans male would ever risk undergoing a general anaesthetic without ensuring they are not pregnant, reviewed and guided them, the team, to ensure documentation and processes have been inclusive. They have also raised equality and diversity across discussions, teaching, and educating those around them, the effect decisions taken could have on diversity and inclusion everywhere. And the winner of the Diversity and Inclusion Award is Amanda Rutherford. Well done, Amanda. And I'm sure you have a few words to say.
First, I'd like to say thank you. I'm absolutely delighted and proud to have been nominated for this award. Equality, diversity and inclusivity mean a lot to me, so it's really nice to be recognised and to have the support of my colleagues. I'd like to say a big thank you to the Clinical Steering Group for Imaging, who have worked great as a team to try and devise and implement these policies, particularly on pregnancy status in relation to gender. And also a big thank you to the local team at Alvine in imaging and also in theatre and the wards, who have been great at adapting and implementing the change. So thank you very much.
Amanda, thank you very much indeed. And Ila, thank you very much indeed for stepping in briefly. We had an internet issue for a second. That's what comes of, I suppose, for me living in deepest Suffolk. So thank you very much for that. I hope we're going to stay with you for the rest of the evening. You may be wondering what I've been doing since I left breakfast on the BBC 5 years ago. Ila made a bit of a reference. I'm now on Classic FM every Saturday and Sunday from 10 till 1. And please do feel free to get in touch. 61812, the number to text for your dedications, or drop me a line at classicfm.com. It's a great job. I really enjoy it, and it's a wonderful program. So please listen. Also, I've started dipping my toe back in the world of live television recently. I was back with my old friend Susanna Reid on Good Morning Britain on ITV recently, which brought back a whole lot of feelings that I had forgotten all about, like how horrible it is to get out of bed at 3:45 in the morning, and the notion that you can get yourself into terrible trouble with your mouth if you're not very, very careful. Because when you go on air at 6 o'clock in the morning, you know, you haven't been up that long, and your tongue and your brain aren't necessarily engaged together. And over the years, I have said some pretty dodgy things. So I once referred to the nominees for Best Actress at the Academy Awards. I said something terrible about Glasgow City Hall by mispronouncing it, and I'm deeply apologetic for that. But I also said the worst thing you can say on the television, the worst word. Think of the worst word. That's what I said, along the lines of, remember, Culture Secretary Jeremy Hunt, that sort of thing. It was when we were reading out emails, and we were reading them off the screen, which you shouldn't really do because your eyes never quite get it. You should always read them off paper. And I had two words, one right above the other. One was customers and the other was clients. And there are two ways to mispronounce that, to sort of, you know, merge them together. One is to say clystomers, which I didn't say. And the other is to say a much more basic sort of Anglo-Saxon word, which I'm not going to share with you. You're just going to have to imagine it. But just let me say, I felt like a right dunce afterwards. Anyway, I said this, and normally when you do something like that, you get a screen from the director in the gallery who says, "I apologize, you said a terrible word." Nothing happened. My co-presenter, Naga Manchetti, on the sofa, didn't bat an eyelid, never heard it. So I thought, I've got away with that one. I got to the end of the program, and the editor said to me, "By the way, Bill, you know that word you said?" Yeah. I'm sorry about that. I said, "Yeah, okay." He said, "The Evening Standard Online is running it." And I said, "How very childish of the Evening Standard that they can't run proper news. They have to go with that sort of thing." And between leaving the studio and getting home, which is about 45 minutes, it was picked up by every newspaper online pretty much. It got to Germany. It got to New York. It got to Australia, even Malaysia. I don't know how they translated it, but they did. So, and it was watched online 2 million times. So nobody really noticed. But producers are the people who can really get you into trouble. And I remember once, many years ago, I was on what was then called News 24, now the BBC News Channel, on the early morning show when it had its own breakfast show with Sarah Montague, who now presents The World at One. And to be honest, no one was really watching, especially at that time of day. So we started at 6, we did an hour, and then we stopped for a weather forecast just before 7. And we were chatting away. And the senior producer in the gallery came on and the talkback and said, I just want to tweak the headlines. I'm going to switch the auto cue off for a moment. So we thought no more about it and chatted away. And what was supposed to happen was that the seconds would tick away to the top of the hour. The red light would come on. We'd be in a 2-shot. The music would play. Sarah would say, good morning. This is BBC News 24. It's 7 o'clock. I'm Sarah Montague. And then I would say, and I'm Bill Turnbull, the headlines this morning. We chatted away. The producer comes back and says, I've finished tweaking the headlines. I'm going to switch the auto cue back on, which is where the words come up in front of the camera. And you could just see 2 or 3 lines. That's all, the normal stuff. Seconds tick away to the top of the hour. Red light comes on. Music plays. We're in the 2-shot. Sarah says, good morning. This is BBC News 24. It's 7 o'clock. I'm Sarah Montague. And up in front of my camera come the words, and I'm hung like a donkey. So immediately I thought 2 things very quickly. One was, don't say that, don't say that. And 2, how did he know? The guy who wrote that went on to become a senior producer on Newsnight, then went into comms, communications, for NHS England, senior figure, and is now working in the royal household. So if you ever hear Prince Charles say, I'm hung like a donkey in a speech, you'll know who was responsible. There you go. Those are the trials of working in television. Shall we get on with the awards? Our next award is for sustainability and is sponsored by Philips Healthcare. It's an award to recognize those at any level who've worked hard at implementing a sustainability project or initiative, raised the profile of the sustainability agenda, and whose involvement has made a positive impact, be that on their peers, the department, or their patients above those expected. The person who's won this award has been proactive in their company, representing them at the 2-day Global Sustainability Summit, and provided influential suggestions on how to improve sustainability awareness and action, established a company sustainability Yammer group, which already has 155 active members sharing initiatives and activities throughout the community, which has impacted overall awareness of the need for continued sustainability thinking. The winner also delivered the services sustainability presentation at the company's virtual conference in January this year, with 360 colleagues in attendance who were exposed to the great work that local teams and the company globally are doing to remain a key influencer within the healthcare industry and beyond. So the winner of the Sustainability Award is Chris Taylor, and here he is.
Wow, thank you very much. It's very, very, very much appreciated, the award. Firstly, thank you, Bill, UKIO, AXREM, and whoever voted for me. Really appreciate that. Truly unexpected. A few thank yous. Duncan Blom for giving me the opportunity to work with the sustainability team and allowing me free will to run with this really vital subject. That's really appreciated. Senior management team at Philips for making sustainability key focus for everyone within the company, especially Charlie McCaffrey, Mark Lethwich for pushing sustainability with the UK Eye organisation. Elizabeth Peter, Keith Fulbrook and Elizabeth Littlewood, thank you as always, continued support and advice, it's always really appreciated. Quick apology, everybody at Philips, UKI, who must have heard me go on constantly about sustainability at every UKI team meeting, forum, teams meeting. Thank you for putting up with me on that one. Sustainability is a big issue. Sir Simon Stevens called it a climate health emergency, and he's not wrong there. Urgently needs to be part of everyone's business moving forward, and I please ask that everybody makes it a major part of your future tenders and of your future business partnerships. Together we can make a sustainable health industry and make a healthy planet for everybody. Thank you once again, stay safe, hopefully can do this in person next year. And thanks for everyone's hard work of the last couple of years. Thank you.
Congratulations to Chris Taylor, who managed to deliver his acceptance speech during an earthquake. Pretty good going. So we come to the final award of the evening for the Young Radiographer, Diagnostic or Therapeutic, Radiologist, Oncologist or Medical Physicist of the Year. And this award is sponsored by Siemens Healthineers. It's designed to recognize the rising stars in our sector, aimed at young people working in a clinical environment who've shown exceptional talent, initiative, and competence in their work. This may be someone newly qualified who's recently started their first role, or someone still within their first few years of qualifying who's been exceptional and performed above the required standard. The winner of this award has won for their creative thinking, innovation, and leadership during the application of medical physics and instrumentation, alongside signal processing methods, you'll know what that means, in a research capacity with obstetric and rehabilitation medicine. It is highly multidisciplinary work and therefore hinges on cross-disciplinary interactions between himself and interfacing partners. And from immediate evidence, he's been able to cross these multidisciplinary collaborative hurdles by fostering relationships and buy-in from experts from other disciplines. This typically requires clarity in communication and the ability to disseminate dense technical information to non-experts from different fields while being persuasive and convincing enough ultimately to achieve collaboration. I'm very pleased to announce that the winner of the Young Person of the Year award is Dr. Ejay Nusubi. Many congratulations, Ejay. And here are a few words from our winner.
Hi, hello, and good day to everyone, wherever you are. I'm pretty super stoked to have been selected as the AXREM Young Medical Physicist of the Year. So, as a means of an acceptance speech, I have a number of things I would like to say across and convey rather swiftly and painlessly, if you will. Commencing with a bit of gratitude, as I like to do, I would like to thank the AXREM judges for seeing the potential and appeal of my work, which obviously has culminated in me winning this award. So thank you to AXREM. Thank you to all. I would like to single out two of my close friends who over the years have offered me an incessant amount of moral support. As we all know, research isn't the easiest thing to do, as it does drain us quite a bit. But I would like to use this medium to express gratitude to the likes of Daisy Treweeks and Zoe Adu, who are very close friends of mine and give me that encouraging push every now and again when I need it. I would like to thank everyone I work with as part of my research labs, known as NRL, Nasubi Research Labs, for their incessant commitment and grinding work ethic, which they continue to show day in and day out. I would hope my work has almost begun to show how a combination or a fusion of medical physics, medical instrumentation, and artificial intelligence can have appeal towards helping improve lives and, in fact, make the world a better place. So, I'd hope this case study can help enunciate and inform people in the world that AI and the machine isn't just one which is poised to take over, but can actually help improve aspects of our lives as well. On top of that, AXREM, due to its remit and what it offers, would also inevitably play a key part in the combination of, as I say, medical physics and AI in a clinical setting, due to what they specialize in by virtue of your medical instrumentation, which you major in. So yeah, certainly an integral part to that overarching view, if you will. And coincidentally, this award almost couples itself with NRL's first birthday. So we do have a lot we would be celebrating in the weeks to come. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for selecting me as your winner. And as always, more good stuff coming soon in the near future. Thank you. All the best. Bye.
Ejay Nusubi, who is super stoked. That's a lovely word, isn't it? Many congratulations on being Young Person of the year in the AXREM Awards. Thank you very much. And congratulations to all the winners. All the nominees can be pleased, in fact, that their colleagues appreciate their efforts and achievements. And I'm always thinking when I take part in an awards ceremony like this, I think, I've never won anything like that. I've never won anything important. The biggest competition I ever took part in was a dance contest on BBC One on Saturday nights. I don't know if it's still on or not. It was called Strictly Come Dancing. Many, many years ago, I was asked to take part, and it was a very good learning experience, actually. I learned three big things. The first one was about letting your inner dancer out, because I had never been a dancer, and you had to become, all of a sudden, from being a very sort of straight-laced news presenter, I had to become flamboyant, because you have to be flamboyant when you're suddenly wearing very tight trousers and Cuban heels and sequined shirts and possibly spray tan. I never descended to spray tan. I have to say, I drew the line there, but I know the boys do that, and you just have to let yourself go, and that was fine. The second lesson was about dealing very quickly with adversity, which is what you guys do in your field, adjusting to it and moving on your feet. Of course, dancing, moving on your feet, you do that all the time. But I had a situation where in week 2, practicing the quick step, I fell over on my ankle, went over on it, and it became inflamed and then infected and was sort of all a bit sort of rashy and ugly. And I had to go to hospital and all that sort of thing. And as a result, I got a sympathy vote, which kept me in the competition much longer than I should have stayed in, but that was great. But there was one week when we were doing the Viennese Waltz, and the the presenter said, well, we're not sure if our next celebrity is going to be able to dance this evening because he's had this terrible injury. Of course, the fact that I was in white tie and tails on the sidelines was pretty good evidence I was about to take part. But it did distract me a bit. And we did the Viennese Waltz, which requires you to spin your partner around 45, 46 times in a minute and a half. It's a tricky dance to do. And in the middle of it, there's a thing called a fleckle, where you have to turn your partner in a very tight circle. We practiced and we practiced and we practiced, and it went pretty well. And we had this marvelous routine, Karen Hardy, my partner, and I, marvelous routine where we were going to dance back to back on opposite sides of the floor and end up coming together down this end where the lights and the cameras were. So dress rehearsal went like a dream. It was perfect. I thought, whoa, we're in here. And then when it happened, we were going fine. We did the fleckle, turned Karen around in a really tight circle. I thought, yeah, nailed it. Downhill from here. But I looked at her and there was a look of horror on her face. And she said, we're on the wrong side of the dance floor, right in front of the judges. We're on the wrong side of the dance floor. Follow me. And I realized to my horror, I had spun her around 1/2 revolution too much, which meant that had we followed the routine, we would not have ended down here where the cameras and the lights were, but down here where there was nothing. So we had to make it up as we went along. And we swished and we swayed, and I felt like we were a ship going under the waves. It was just a total disaster. Made it up as we went along. We broke contact, which you should never do during a ballroom dance. And I thought, well, this is it. It's all over. I'll give her something to remember me by. And I leant forward while the music was still playing and gave her a kiss. And she thought, he's really lost his marbles now. Eventually, the music came to an end. Thank heaven. We trudged over to the judges, and they gave me my second highest mark of the entire competition. Go figure. And the last lesson that I learned was managing expectations. So I thought when I got selected, well, I'll just practice a couple of times a week, and I'll turn up on a Saturday and see how we get on and try not to go out in week 1. But Karen turned up at my house, and I'd never met her before, and she got out her diary and she said, right, we're going to practice this day, this day, this day, this day, a lot, 4 or 5 days a week. And I was a bit surprised. She said, William, she always called me William, you need to understand that I've been in retirement for a couple of years. I've stopped, I've had a baby, I'm back now, and it's as important to me. I've been a UK ballroom champion, I've been a European champion, I've been a World Latin Masters champion. William, she said, I don't do second place. And that was fine, because we came in 6th. But what I noticed was the next year she was partnered with the cricketer Mark Ramprakash, and they won. And I thought, hang on a second here. She'd been in retirement for a few years. She was a bit rusty. I warmed her up, and probably, had the situation been reversed, Ramps would have come 6th, and I would have won the Glitter Ball trophy the next year. No, probably not. But it was great, great fun. Thank you very much indeed for joining us this evening. I hope you've had an interesting time. I wish you all a very good evening. I hope possibly we might be able to meet in person next year if the event can take place in its full majesty in Liverpool. Till then, thank you very much and stay safe.